Today we are going to be making a low poly character in Blender. Going to be super easy, super beginner friendly, and if you want to see me rig these characters and animate them, make sure you like and subscribe. And now let's get into the video. So here we are in Blender version 3.2.2, and I have my keys down here, so if you want to see whatever I'm clicking or typing, just go ahead and check on the bottom right corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to select everything by pressing A on the keyboard, then pressing X, and then deleting this. And then I'm going to press number 1 to make sure we're on the front facing view. And now what we're going to need to do, ideally this is if you are just starting off in Blender or you're fairly new to modeling, is you want to have a reference image. Now if you want to freestyle this, feel free, but just trust me, it's significantly harder to do unless you've done this a lot of times. So what you like to do is go to Google, whatever search engine, and basically you can type in 3D character reference or turn around, whatever, and pretty much I found this image right here, and I'll include a link to this in the description below so you can go ahead and access this. But basically just find something that you probably can do or like, and then download that to your computer. And then once you do, you can do this. You can have Shift A, and then we can go down here to the image option and go to reference, and then simply choose it and then upload this in. And then now this is what we currently have as our reference image. So what I want to do is actually want to go over here to this object data properties, and I want to move this over. So let's go make this, and I want the front facing design right now to be in the middle. And this person actually has a really awesome with the lines. So we actually hit here opacity right here, and I can actually decrease this, and we could go as low as you want. I'm gonna go 0.2 for now just to see it look really dark, and then we can increase that later. But as you can see, maybe we can go like 0.5 for now. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So if I go here and if I were to zoom in perfectly, we can see in terms of that blue line, it's almost like exactly on there. If you want to go over one more, you can see it changes, and pretty much like right there. So offset X is almost negative 0.14 for this one. And then what I want to do is I want to have this the feet to be on the top. So let's go drag this to the right, and let's go like this, and let's get it pretty much, right about where the feet or the toes would be. And then what I want to do is make sure we're out here in this view. I can press G and then Y, and I can move this back, like 2 squares. That way we can have our character in the center and it'll be fine. And then now what I want to do is I'm going to add this image again. So I'll just Shift A, image, reference, and I'm uploaded right again. And you can see what happens when I upload this in a different view. When I'm in perspective and I'm on an angle, it's going to upload and look really weird. So a way to pretty much fix that is, first off, we can press Alt G and then Alt R. And that way it pretty much resets it to its position. So this one's pretty center, so it didn't really do much. But now what we can do is we can press R, rotate, and this looks like on the X. Let's do X 90. And then there, if we press number 1, we can see it's like this. And then what I want to do is I want to do rotate, and we're going to do Z 90. And now it's on the 3 view. So we press number 3, you'll see this is side view. And then we can do the exact same thing where we move it over. So let's go, and this time though, we're going to be moving it for this guy's side view right here. So let's go with the Y, move it up. Now there's a big problem with this one, and you'll find this if you start modeling this, is let's first off turn on opacity, put it like 0.5, and you'll notice if you see the person's foot on the side view, it's cutting its foot off. And you're probably wondering, why didn't I put it on the bottom right here? And the reason is because the front view's toes already match this. So if I go press number 1 again, you can see his toes are here. If you were to match it like this and then match the toes above, then the head wouldn't be even, and then you just be it'd be hard to replicate. But let's go here. So basically look for this part, because this is the guy we're trying to match on number 3 view. And for the most part we can see it's pretty much centered. I mean, you don't have to make it super perfect, but for the most part I like it right here. So now I'm gonna change this view here, make sure we have it selected, press G, and then this time we can move it on the X-axis and move it like maybe like 2, just like that. So now we have these two. Now the one thing is I don't want to click on these while I'm editing and just mess up something. So what we can do is, first off, we have this little filter button. Look for this little arrow, the selectable option, click on that. And then if you want to rename this, feel free to, but we can just call this like our reference. And what you want to do is, if you select this little arrow now, you'll notice that I can't click on this stuff. So that's, if you want to have something like that to where it's pretty much unselectable, then that's how you do it. So now I can press number 1 again. So let's go ahead and create our character. So first off, let's make sure you're on the front facing view by pressing number 1. And then let's go ahead and minimize this reference collection. And then in the empty space, right click, new collection. And then we can go and make this character, name whatever you want to. And then we can do Shift A, Mesh, Cube. And then we can scale this down a little bit, like here, GZ, cover the person's face. And you're probably wondering, how in the world do you see the screen behind you? Well, this option right here, toggle X-ray. There we go. Now again, depending on your screen, the brightness, if you're doing this at 4 a.m. in the morning and it's really hard to see, basically what you could do is go to your reference, empty right here. And you can update the opacity according to whatever makes easy for you. I'll go with 0.2, but again, if you're on a different screen, it might be hard to see, but here we go like this. Now, in object mode, it's a little difficult, but once you tab in edit mode, it's significantly easier. So there we go. So now, let's zoom in, get a little good close-up of my guy right here. And I'm still in object mode, by the way. We'll scale it a little bit more, GZ, and try to make it like this. And then we can tab edit mode, and we can make it even more perfect. But since we are in X-ray, if I were to like highlight something like this and press G, it gets both of the vertices, right? So let me go back to one. Command Z out there. If I were to just click it and then press G, it's not gonna get both. So just keep that in mind. So here, what we can do is I can actually select these guys, and I can press S, X, and shrink my guy till it gets close to the face like that. In terms of the chin, GZ, move it like about here. And now we need to make a loop cut, because I'm actually going to mirror this entire guy. So let's go Command R, Control R, in the middle like this, press Escape, and then click on here, press X, delete the vertices. So now we have this little half face. So we can do, we select them, press A, click on the modifier, the little wrench tool, add modifier, mirror this guy right here, and make sure we have clipping on. So now, tab back into object mode. This is what we got going on so far, and then edit mode here is what we got here. So now, what I want to do is, let's go ahead and add some loop cuts. So let's do Command R or Control R, depending on your Windows and Mac. And let's just do 2, make it simple. And then I'll press Escape. And then now what I can do is select this guy, press G, then X, move him in like this. And then this guy, GX, keep it like there. GX, maybe here. GX, like here. Now, if you want to make this even more detailed, again, you can add more loop cuts, but for the most part, we'll try to keep this guy very, very low poly. And then we can press number 3 now. This is our side view. And here, let's do, select this G and then Y. Move them like here. This one, G and Y, move it like this. This guy can go here, GY, boom. GY back. Now we technically could add a loop cut right here. So I'll add one just for example purposes. GY, move them back like this. And GY, move forward. Keep the nose there. GY here. And it's pretty self-explanatory once you see it. And now we have it like this. And then this guy, GY, like this. This actually could go a little bit lower. So select both these, GZ. Yeah, like that. So in terms of our guy's face, looks kind of like this. Now, if you don't like the dimensions and stuff, obviously you can go here and like select this GY, make his head like, you know, more round like that. But for the most part, if I were to press 1, tab back into object mode, and off select this X-ray. It's kind of what we got going on so far right here. So let me go back to 1 again, toggle it, and if you want to add another loop cut, tab back edit mode. You could add additional loop cuts in the face, but for the most part, we'll keep it basic like this. And as you can see, we actually have some here. Let's do G and move it like this. G, move it like that. And I think that looks good for now. I'll keep it like this. If you want to add a loop cut down here, feel free. But for the most part, we can tap back in object mode. And then we can I'll click this and press Shift A again. And now I can see it's problematic for you guys to see. It's really hard to tell what we're doing. So let me see if I can make this probably like really dark, 0.1. The only other alternative would be to like have it in a different view, which I mean technically we could do that. So yeah, let's try that for now, and just to see, just to show you so you can see it. And let's do Shift A again. We're in object mode now. Mesh, another cube. So now we have cube number 1. This guy right here. Scroll them or scale them. My bad. GZ. Zoom in. Tab in edit mode. And only difference with this view is you can't see through it. So if I go here, let's go back. Same protocol. G Z. This is actually going to be the neck. So I should have tabbed back. Let's scale this in even more. GZ. And then tab, go like this, and let's hold on. Let's go get this guy in the bottom, GZ, bring him up about right here, and then the neck. Let me see where the bottom, right? GZ, keep him like that. We can always fix that later. But now we can do SX, just like this. And let's see, I have him like right here. And I mean, we could mirror this. Let's do Command R again. Select these guys. Press X. Vertices. Mirror modifier. Clipping is on. Loop cut it right there. Select it. GX. Same here. GX like this. And let's see from the side. Oh yeah, we gotta go to number 3 now. GY. Move them back. We can select GY like this, GY like this, select this guy, GY, and then GY like this. And then tab and see. Now if you want to perfect it and make it even more concise, feel free, but I'm going to keep it like this. And that's like the little neck area. And then we can work on the chest. Now you can make the neck a little short if you want to, it's up to you. Also, you can see here he has like this, so we're going to be GZ like that. And we got a little neck action. And now let's do Shift A, another cube. You guessed it. GZ, scale them down. And this is now like the chest up to the waist area. So let's do GZ up. Go into the neck like this. And then tap edit. Select this. GZ. And I'll go up to this line right here. This little waistline. Select them again, SX, scale it inwards, and we'll keep it about like right here. So now I can do Command R, Control R, loop cut in the middle, select this guy, X, vertices. You already know the drill, mirror, clipping on, and then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, let's try that. Try to copy this model, and let's move it up to where they have them like this. Okay, so now, select my guy here, G, and actually, let's add another loop cut right here. So now I can go like GX inwards about here, GZ up like this, and then I want to keep, technically I can move the same thing like that. But I want to have this one, for the most part, I mean, this is the body, so you can make this however you like. But let's go like this, move this one in, GX like this, and then GX like this. And now press number 3. Man, looking too square, so let's go GY. like here. Let's move this one GY all the way back. Same one GY like this, just like that. GY, and select these guys, GY upwards, and then we can do. So this only thing that's hard for this one, GY again, is that like the arm's in the way. So we're just gonna kind of like assume where we want it to be. It's not gonna be perfect right now, but I'm gonna assume is probably gonna be like around here, the body, and then GY like this, and then GY is probably like right around here. Keep that there. GY again. So if you want to add a loop cut here, you feel free. You can add one right here. That way we can get some more geometry like that. And then if we take a look at my man's body like this is what we got going on so far. And I mean, that's similar to the model. We can change this actually G and like curve it if you want to. GZ like this. It's up to you again. But for the most part, you'll have something like basic like this. And then we can go ahead and Shift A again, cube, scale it down, GZ. But this time we only need to focus, let me go up a little higher so we can get into the waist. We only need to focus on one leg. So let's do this, tap edit mode, select my guy here, GX, perfectly in the middle. This one, GX over, select this, GZ, and about like right where the ankle is at, like right there. So first off, what we need to do is we'll just straight up mold this one out. So let's do Command R. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5. So it'll be 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. One more. Okay, there we go. Escape, and now we can start molding. So let's do GX like this. We could probably do GZ here. GX again. Same, keep the leg right there. GX right there. GX. AX. Now I'm not making this perfectly in line with everything. It's up to you if you want to, but GX again. Let's go like this. But for the sake of tutorial wise, you can see it's fairly similar process when it comes to making like a low poly. Press number 3 because we don't want to have massive legs. So let's go here, GY, move it back up to where you think, and then GY again. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's make some additional, so I can kind of see where it like connects right here. This one, yeah, okay, I'll keep that there for now. Actually, I'll move this one back. So select it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll keep it like that. Okay. This one will go right here, and then I can probably move this guy. Actually, no, I want, yeah, I'll probably move him like that. That'd be perfect. But for the most part, yeah, it looks like that. Okay. So back to 3. Go here. G. And that's Y right here. GY. And let's go. You could also go like this and press SY and scale in 2, but since it's not like an even GY again here, it's not even, it's hard to try to do that. GY over back. Let's go here. Select this one, GY again. Oh, no. Alt H, my bad, press H on accident. Should be GY again. And GY one more time. And you can see the ankle is not perfect on this because of the height, but it's fine. Now we tab out. We can see this is what we got so far for the leg. And I can see like right here, I don't like that it's too sticking out. So I could change it up a little bit, you know. And if I get out of this X-ray mode, you can see it's much easier actually with the other views to see it. Now again, you can go in here and perfect this if you want to, but for the most part you can see the concept, right? Like even this one, probably like there. And I'm not gonna spend too much time on that, but that's basically like the concept, right? So let's go back here, X-ray mode. And check this out. Now we have it selected. We click the modifiers tab, add modifier, mirror, and we can put clipping on. And look at that. We have 2 legs just like this. Whoa. Okay. So next thing is we got to do the arms. So let's do let's label this. Let's call this one head. This next one is the neck. This one is the body. And the leg, you can call that chest too, same thing, but let's go here. Okay, and that's just for like organization. Shift A, mesh, cube, scale it, GZ, GX, scale it up, and let's go to edit mode, make it easier. So, okay, zoom in, GZ. Now, some people like to put like little circles to make like the shoulder. Again, for this, make it really simple, but here, G, Z down, up to basically the hands, and then this is just gonna be the arm. So we'll go like this, Command R first off, and actually no, not Command R because we're gonna just mirror it over. So let's escape that actually. Let's just move it G X about here, and keep it GX. Yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do 4 times. And now let's go GX over, and then let's do GX again. GX. Actually, we can make this a little more like free because it's not necessarily like a straight across. I'll go like that. This one, G. Just move it now, freestyling. We don't have to press X every time. G again. Now we can actually match this to the lines you want to. And then that. So now if I press 3, we can see, all right, so here, let's move these back a little bit. Let's see, probably like right. Let's do GY this time, make it sure straight. Now this one I can move here. And then let's select these. Arm, yeah, keep it like that, and let's do like this. Select him like that, like this, like that, and now we tab out, and this is what we got so far. A little arm action right here. Now you can go ahead and make that more detailed if you want to, but the concept's there. We just mirror this, and actually I'm on the body. Keep clicking on there. Okay, so now check it out. We got arms, and look at that. So next thing we need to do is the hands and then the feet. So let's do Shift A, mesh, cube, scale, G, Z, GX. Let's move it up here. Scale. Move it over. Now for this is, again, you could go super detailed, but we're literally just gonna make like a, let's tab edit mode. Just gonna make a straight up hand where it's like this, and then I'll move this guy like here. I'll add a loop cut, escape, click and drag it, bend it in like this, and then what you could do, first off, let's tab edit mode. Let's do this first. Do GY like this, GY, and let's drag that in a little bit, make it fit towards the wrist. Okay, there we go, GY, there we go. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now what we could do is we can actually add a loop cut here on this top face. Click on this face right here. This essentially would be where the, so once you have it clicked, press 1 and then press E to extrude it, and that's basically your thumb. So now I can go back to the vertices, click G, move them down, scale it inwards you want to, and then you want to loop cut again, you know, get a little fancy. We can select this and move it in like a thumb, and basically press 3 again, make sure, you know, thumb looks good. But for the most part, I mean, hand wise, that's basic, very, very low poly. And you already know the drill. Mirror modifier, bam, boom, bop, there we go, and keep it like that. So now, look at this. One last thing is the feet. All right, let's see if we can do this. All right, let's do a G. Move them over. Zoom in. Scale. Zoom in. Now the feet one, I mean, it's pretty simple. You don't have to follow it exactly according to the diagram, but because like a little trick is basically, let's press 3 and go here, G, like this. And typically you would pretty much make like a so let me show you. We'll shrink it to the ankle size, so like GY like this. And then what you could do is just loop cut it and then bring it up to wherever you want the feet to be, kind of like what we did with the hands, and then just extrude it out. So now you have, you know, feet. So G, Y right here. And then if you want to add more loop cuts, I mean, that's up to you. But you can tell, like, if I move it over, this is like his foot. And then I can go back here. Select these two, GZ. And then you can see, foot-wise, this is kind of what it looks like. And I'll drag this down like this. So, like, when you see it from, like, a flow poly, it looks really weird, to be honest. But it is what it is. Now let's go mirror. Let's click on the legs this time. And then, yeah. So that is what we got so far. And again, you can fix the ankles. You want to make it super, you know, perfect. But this is what we got so far. So now if I were to take out these reference images, toggle off the X-ray, look at this low poly man or woman, depending on which one you made. To the rescue. There we go. So far, so that's super basic, super simple. So if you guys want me to make it into a rig where I'm animating the man doing dances and stuff, definitely let me know. And now also I can make a even more advanced tutorial where we make it a lot more detailed. Everything's more smooth and round. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. But aside from that, this is what we got so far. So make sure you press that like and subscribe, share this with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video.